It's been a while since we last had a look at RMG stock, so that is our first video for tonight. So if you do have a quick look on screen, we can see that RMG stock has hit a new high. So previously we saw highs of around 1775. Remember, all data is according to Google, and now we are seeing highs of 1834. So that is a big increase, and I think it's, getting to that point where you've got to ask yourself, is this a stock that you want to get in on? So of course, if this does sound like a good video, please do leave that like and subscribe. We are really flying up there now. We're on 1510. Let's get to 1600 by tomorrow. I believe that we can do this one. Let's just keep pushing up there and grow our channel as fast as we can. So yeah, just to jog your memory back a little bit, RMG is going to be merging with Romeo stock or Romeo stock or something like that, and this is going to basically make a electric battery vehicle company. So instead of actually producing the vehicles, these are producing the batteries, and this is apparently a very advanced battery according to themselves. They are saying that this is the most energy dense battery in the entire world, and is also made in the United States, which, with all this delisting of stocks coming up and whatever, this is probably a good thing, because of course stocks which are made in America or companies which are from America already do have kind of an advantage, so it's probably a good thing. So a very stark and bold claim from them, saying that they have the highest energy density for batteries. But we'll just have to see if that is true. Obviously, if it is true, it will give them a lot more customers. But yeah, tonight I'm going to be talking about why RMG stock does have the huge potential to grow into the future. So we're going to be talking about the obvious first, which is a pattern leading up to the merger. Then we're going to be talking about what might happen after that. But mainly we're looking at this stock for a long-term growth. Of course, it is still speculative on whether you do want to take that quick swing trade and, chance it with the merger, because we just don't know how high this is going to go before the merger. I do believe it does have a lot of potential to move even higher, though. It's definitely possible. I don't think that 1834 is the full potential of this stock. So looking at it from a short-term perspective, do I consider it a buy for the merger? Yes, it possibly is. Let's look out to the 6 month and see how stark this growth is. You can really see it's a big increase. It's about what, 75% increase, and that's on the first dip. Looking at the whole thing, we're up about 81%. But for a merger, this generally happens. We get the first initial spark of hype. Of course, moving back to 1 month, we can see this was the first hype when the news came out. From there, we saw a dip as those people sold off gradually with no news coming out. And then, as that merger day grows closer and closer, we do, generally speaking, see some growth regarding the stock. So I think this is going to be the case for a while. I think, obviously, leading up to the merger, we probably are going to see more growth. So for a short-term play, in my opinion, it's probably not a bad buy. But I am not a financial advisor, and that was nothing but my opinion. So let's have a quick look out to the long term. And I think it's very important to consider what the company does. Obviously, batteries for vehicles. And I think we really do need to look at the market which this is playing into the future, because when we're considering this, it really does have some big potential, and that is why I've brought up how many vehicles in the world. So we apparently have 1.015 billion vehicles in the world, and that is very high in numbers, and of course this is just going to go up in the future. But it's very important to consider, it's looking more and more likely that all vehicles, or at least a majority of vehicles, are going to be switching over to electricity in the next few years. I mean, we have countries pledging that by 2030 they're going to remove the new sales of petrol and diesel vehicles, which will mean, of course, the other options are electric. And there are other options, but, it looks like electricity is the main option which is being pushed to us, and fair enough. But what this will mean, all these vehicles will need batteries. And when people come to me and say, there will be other companies developing batteries, that is completely true. But I think if they are, producing the most energy dense battery so far, that is probably going to be a good thing. And I think this could result in a lot of things. I think it could result in some big contracts for the future if this claim is true. Once a company does go public, of course, we're talking many years down into the line, because obviously not too many vehicles on the streets are electric yet. I mean, yes, there are a few, we got your Teslas that you see every single day and whatnot, but there aren't really too many electric vehicles. I mean, just have a quick look around on your street and you'll see, the majority of cars, if not all cars, are going to be petrol, if not diesel. And of course, in that instance, we do have a lot of room for improvement, and that is why battery sales are going to go up hugely in relation to, car sales as well, because obviously once vehicle sales go up, these will need motors, these will need batteries and whatnot. And if this company is doing what is best, if it's producing the best batteries, Other companies will want that for their customers going to sign deals with this company subsequently. So I do believe it does have big potential in the future. I can see this being a steady growth stock in my opinion, but when it comes to buying in now, I say it's not really too bad of a point now in my opinion, because obviously the way that I view it is this is one of those stocks which you want to hold for a few years. And if you agree with me on that one, I'm sure you will, kind of see the sense that there is not really too much trouble in losing a few cents here and there, but it's just one of those ones. If you want to go in with it, I don't think it's personally a bad point, but we could still see a better buy opportunity in the future, but that is just my opinion. But yeah, looking at the market sector, big potential, big claims coming from this company, and of course, as the merger does come closer and closer, we will probably see bigger growth. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do leave that like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye until then.